Good morning, everyone. I am in Klamath Falls. Fingers crossed, hopefully working my way to the Columbia Gorge. Just left my hotel room and I'll be riding and camping solo, self-supported the entire ride. Although I have to admit, if I find a hotel room or something, I'm gonna take one. I am on my vacation after all. If I find a good place to get a good meal, I'm gonna take it, even though I'm carrying enough food for myself. It's a bit smoky today, and by a bit smoky, I mean hazardous air warnings. There's fires burning in Northern California, which I'm close to. My hotel last night had a lot of firefighters. There's no fires the direction where I'm going, but the smoke is real. So this might be a false start for today. I told myself I'll ride to the edge of town, see how I feel. If I don't feel good, I'm gonna turn around. If I feel fine, I'll keep going. Today's ride's a little under 70 miles, only like 15 or 1600 feet of climbing. So good miles, low elevation, but huffing and puffing with smoky air is not good. Beautiful morning, despite the smoke. Strategy for today is keep riding at 10 miles an hour-ish and hope to not breathe very hard. It will make for a really long day. Keeping my heart rate down and kind of breathing normal is the name of the game for today. Hoping that the smoke clears for tomorrow morning like the forecast says. Man, if there wasn't smoke out here, this sure would be beautiful. Kind of still is beautiful regardless. This is optimistic Steve. Still only 30 minutes into day one. I wonder what beaten down Steve on the last day of day 7 is going to be like. Could go either way, honestly. I could be totally hyped and psyched, or I could be in survival mode. Hopefully not literally, but I don't really know. Let's see. Good news is the wind is blowing in my face. So in theory, it means the smoke should be blowing away from the direction I'm going. Let's see if that holds true. Trail turned from paved to dirt. It was pretty freshly groomed, looks like. There's only like three bike tire trails on it. This is awesome so far. And I can kind of see some blue sky. With the wind blowing in my direction, it's shaping up for niceness. It's pretty cool. Let's talk about why I'm doing this trip. It has been a dream of mine, a life goal of mine, since I was a little kid, to do an epic adventure solo across the state. I'm not entirely sure I remember where that came from in my childhood, but I do remember growing up in Vermont. At the time, the thought was to hike the Long Trail, which is top to bottom state of Vermont. To do that hike solo, I had a little bit of a taste of it when I was in the Boy Scouts. It was really just a quick, hop on a portion of it, do a tiny portion, and then come back, because whole bunch of kids, Scoutmaster. Short little trip, get used to hiking, right? Or I've never done the state to state solo big epic journey. I have a mission in life to accomplish my goal, not necessarily business goals or work goals or money goals, but life enrichment goals. And so far I think I've done pretty good creatively with being in Rough Francis, producing records, owning my own record label for a while with some friends, writing books, right? I published a bunch of poetry books, made a bunch of solo records with friends. I've got to go on some epic tours with Rough Francis, playing bass with Rough Francis. Honestly, Rough Francis, so lucky to be in that band and accomplished almost all of my musical goals with that one band. Which is pretty epic. I've never been much of a physical person, sports person, but I've had this state to state, cross state rather, solo journey. I would say looming over me, but in the back of my mind or in the front of my mind. Had it there for a while. And honestly, this week I'm turning 47. As far as epic solo adventures with a lot of physical output go, considering I'm not the most physically fit person and I'm not I don't have a good fitness base to build on. The older I get, the harder this stuff will be. So, since I'm turning 47 this week, I made this week my week to do the Cross Oregon solo trip. I'm doing it on my bike as opposed to hiking because, well, you know, I made my goal when I was in Vermont, and Vermont is way smaller than Oregon. And if I was going to do this hike, I think I'd have to take a month and a half. And I love riding bikes, so this is awesome. So I started training in January, and training for me is just riding a shit ton. Being on the trainer through Zwift, I added a ton of fitness this year. I did my first century a few weeks ago. And that century was not on road, well, it's partial road. A ton of gravel, OHV trails, closed sections behind gates. Oh, jeez. Let me pause talking while I navigate this gate that opens the wrong direction for me. Yeah, so I decided this year was the year to get my cross state goal off the list. Despite the fact that I've been training since January, like I said, I don't have a crazy strong fitness base. I'm not an athletic person per se. Despite that, I feel like I have come a long way in the past few years, and I kind of think I know what I have to do. I don't know if this video is just documenting the trip for myself or later for my friends and family because I'm going solo, or if this trip is about encouraging others to accomplish their goals in life, their personal goals. Maybe it's about both. I figured it better to be talking about accomplishing goals at day 1, but I'm still fresh and optimistic, rather than day 7 when I'm wrecked. I do have other goals I want to accomplish in life too, which is of course getting to Alaska. I don't necessarily want to ride my bike across Alaska because that seems insane for me. I have been looking at planning a trip into Juneau, a little boat ride and bike packing into the Yukon, which would cross off a couple of my next goals. But that's for future, Steve. Honestly, when I accomplish this and accomplish that, a lot of my major life goals will be done. So I'm gonna have to make some new ones, which is exciting. A whole bunch of grouse up in front of me. Look at them run, 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 run. I'm running about 10 miles an hour with those short little legs. So far, I've seen tons of grouse, a whole bunch of hawks, really close red-tailed hawks, a bunch of little tiny lizards, some snakes, some little tiny bunnies, some sort of jackrabbit probably, big, lean, big-eared rabbits, some little moles of some sort, squirrels or marmots or something. It's pretty flat. I'm less than halfway down my ride, even though I'm 2.5 hours in. It's just been super, super loose and sandy, so slow going. But I'm trying to keep it around 9 to 10 miles an hour. So at this rate, it'll be like a 7-hour day. But I don't dare to push it with the smoke in the air. So I've been riding on a parallel road, which has been the incorrect road, and the one I need is down there. But you can't see the steepness, but it's incredibly steep. And so now I have to get my 80-pound bike down here, ride a couple miles back. So this is going to be a disaster, I can tell you right now. Here we go. Or I go back and find a better place. I think I'm going to go back and find a better place. I'm going to take the extra miles rather than take the risk on damaging my bike on day 1. It sucks, but I think it's a smart move. Hopefully there's a better place with a less crazy slope. Actually, there's one right here. Oh, Geez, look at this. Here we go. It's funny because you can see where other people did the exact same thing I did. Went down that super steep area. Right back here is a decently reasonable place to cross. And actually, I want to be heading back on that guy down there. So, I'm gonna cut this off. Now, I think I'm on the right route. I think. Little wet. Oh. A little drier over here. Whew. Ooh, feels good though. You're all very good cows. Oh, you're okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not hurting you. Yeah. You can sit down. You're okay. Yeah, you're all okay. You're very good cows. Yeah, you're very good cows. I have all the calves today. Are y'all gonna let me through? Yeah. Yeah. We're okay. We're all okay here, right? Yeah. Nope, you're not coming in, but I'm coming in. Hi. Oh, you're good cows. You're all good. some cows over there. I can't see them. I made it to my campsite the end of day 1. Been here for a little bit, filtering some water, doing some laundry of some sort. Got my tent set up, and I have this nice little pool here to hang out by, to use for water, etc., etc. Clearly somebody camps here fairly often. There's a little road right over there, some sort, probably Rancher's Road. But it's pretty beautiful here. The ride was really long. And harder than I thought, honestly. I thought since it was mainly flat, it would be fairly easy, but the terrain was sandy, rocky, just really rough. I had a hard time going over 7 to 10 miles an hour the whole day, so it made a 7-hour day of riding. But my legs feel pretty good. I'm tired. I'm about to eat some food. Then I'm gonna go to bed early, get up and do it all over again tomorrow. I actually got sprinkled on a little bit today, which would have been nice. It wasn't too hot. Tomorrow's supposed to be cloudy and mid-70s, which will be perfect. Yeah, so day 1's a success. I think I'm gonna be tired for day 2. I think it's gonna be a rough one. But very happy I made it to my destination today. I will see you in the morning. Good morning, everyone. It's day 2. I kind of slept a little crappy, perfectly comfortable. I just couldn't fall asleep. My legs feel okay. Today I have 55 miles-ish, 1,900 feet of climbing. Most of it's right here at the beginning of the day. And then hopefully it's pretty much downhill, and hopefully it's pretty smooth the rest of the day. I realized I was packing up camp this morning. One of the bottom bolt that goes near my calipers for my rack sheared off, so the bolt is stuck inside the hole. And of course the head is stuck inside the rack and there's no connection, so I bungeed it back up. I'm in the middle of nowhere with no access to cars, etc., etc. So I'm hoping I can make it. I know at least this beginning part's pretty rough because it's the same thing I did all day yesterday, but I think maybe I'll get on an actual road at some point and it'll smooth out. I really hope so, because then I have a better chance of making it to town. To be clear, it's a rinky-dink town, I think. Never been there. I'm hoping the bungee cord holds until then. If the other one fails on the other side of the rack, I'm pretty much screwed, because my whole back rack holding all of my stuff will be riding on the tire. Here's hoping for smooth roads today. Last night I had visitors from all kinds of cows. Of course I did. They were awesome, and they looked at me with perked up ears and just went about their business and hung out with me. Oh, this area was burned a few years back. You see all the burned trees here. Of course the green grass is coming up. There's piles of cut dead trees. There's been crews working in here off and on apparently. It's kind of eerie riding through this forest that's kind of reset back to square one with grasses from really not old growth here, that's for sure, but a couple of years growth. Just looking as far as you can see is all burned trees. It has its own kind of beauty. Yesterday definitely saw some kitty cat tracks on the trail. Today I'm seeing some doggy tracks on the trail. And I just saw some really fresh doggy poop. Guessing they're not house cats and house dogs. The cat tracks were gigantic. I think the doggy tracks are probably coyotes. They aren't that big, but still something to take note of. This OC&E trail, while it is pretty epic that it exists, it's so long. Begging for a regular gravel road at this point. It's just beating me up. I think I'm on, I don't know, 80 miles of just a super rough riding. It's just so slow going, and just beats you up like 1,000 punches. And when you get the rough stuff like this, it's like, oh, just gotta power through it. If I had a full suspension mountain bike, I'd plow right through it, no problem. But gravel bike, fully loaded, a little different story. The rack seems to be holding well. I kind of have it braced on setting on top of the, this is the chainstay, right by where my brake calipers mount. It's actually resting on it, which will hold it from falling down and bending it even further. Hopefully add some more support so it doesn't rip the other one out. Seems to be holding well so far. Granted, I got 50 miles left to go, but we start strong, hopefully we can end strong. Cows, you're at the gate. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going, cows. There you go. Oh, you're good cows. Yeah. You have a pathway. You're very good cows. Don't worry. You're very good cows. These are the least happy cows. The ones that upset the most. Did you guys separate yourselves? Yeah. The thing with the cows is I think it's easy sometimes for people to just ride through and push them, and I think it's funny when the cows run beside them and stuff, but you gotta remember that these cows are renters' livelihoods. Hi cows! You're very good cows. Yeah, these cows are renters' livelihoods, and you scare them and make them run and they can trip and break their legs or get hurt in some other way out here in the middle of nowhere. Well, it's not good for the animal, and of course it's also not good for the rancher's livelihood. So on paved road for the first time since yesterday, feels good. Just watching deer, baby deer all over the place, just hanging out, running around. Really nobody on these roads. I saw one Forest Service truck, and I haven't seen anybody since around noon yesterday. It's kind of nice. Oh, the roads here are really red, at least this section. Pretty cool. I've run into so many firefighters out here. They're just posting them all over the place. It's supposed to be thunder and lightning tonight, tomorrow. Posting them out here to watch lightning strikes and catch them and filled up water. This spot where they're stopping, and two of them were taking lunch and talked to them for a bit. It's pretty cool. They're good guys. They were eating MREs for lunch. It's kind of crazy. They're just out here driving around looking for lightning strikes to put out fires before they start. It's the Oregon State Department of Forestry, I think. Alright, last climb of the day, another 154 feet to climb. It's pretty beautiful out here. Should be mostly downhill into town. Definitely tired. I don't feel horribly bad, but I'm definitely tired, need a good night's sleep. My legs don't feel horrible, but shoulders and back are sore. My butt's a little sore. I think the thing I underestimated, I'm so used to like climb 2,000 feet and then you coast down 2,000 feet and you just got this big break and you fly. And this route is so flat, it's just constant pedaling all day. Constant pedaling is something I've been getting used to more lately. Well, I trained for this, but I think not to this extent. So this is going to be a challenge for me for sure. Carry on. Starting day 3 in Silver Lake, which apparently has no silver and no lake, according to the sign on the store. I think I'm going 46-ish miles today. The interesting forecast of showers and rain all day through the night into tomorrow. Hazardous smoke, depending. So I'm hoping for neither. I have to choose one. I choose the rain, I think. Realistically, I don't know. I think I'm gonna get rain and smoke. We'll see. It's already sprinkling here. There's a tiny town about halfway through. No place to stay or anything like that, but it's there. I don't know. I feel pretty good. Slept decent last night. My legs are definitely tired and sore. I was hoping to get breakfast at that cafe, but it doesn't open till 9. I'm not sticking around. I think I have an opportunity to make some good time today. A bunch of this ride will be on pavement, but we will see. It's pretty flat out here. Not a lot going on. Cows in the distance. Nice to be cruising for a little bit. Put some miles on at a reasonable speed. Just stop for a second for somebody to put the word no on a post. Probably had another sign underneath it at some point, but thought it was funny. But the mountains here, beautiful. Cows in the distance. Flat, scrub brush, dead silent. It's a nice way to spend the Monday. Although luckily, no rain, not much smoke. You can see it now from the distance, but can't really complain. Can't really complain. Boy, it's so nice to cruise at 18 miles an hour for a little bit. Compared to the past 2 days, I was cruising at 6 or 8. Whew. Makes me feel like I'm actually going somewhere. The road just keeps going and going and going. It's so straight. That might be Fort Rock over there. It looks like I'm coming up on Fort Rock Road. Doesn't make sense. It looks kind of like a fort. That's a nice way to put some miles on. Fun. Just let them go. Does not look open. I love signs. This is from the 1909 Enlarged Homestead Act. Feel the land rush. I don't know if you can see this. It says the school bus. That's pretty funny. It looks like a big, I don't know what that really is right there, but it looks like a water drill maybe. Or a windmill. It's pretty cool. The restaurant here doesn't open until 11 a.m., which is an hour from now. The market doesn't open for a while. Basically nothing's open. Guess I'm not gonna get any breakfast. Just keep on motoring on. I don't want to wait an hour. I'm making pretty good time right now and seem to be staying ahead of smoke and rain, even though there's been rainstorms here very recently. Unfortunately, that means no more towns until I think the end of the day tomorrow. And no more opportunities to pick up water, I don't think. Thankfully, it's been so cool. I've only had half a water bottle today. And right in the beginning of the ride tomorrow, I actually stashed 2 big jugs of water just in case. So I should be okay. Man, a good breakfast would have been nice though. Kind of got out of the maintained section of the road. Lawnmower washboarding was super smooth all day. And now I'm just gonna climb for 1,200 feet at incredibly low gradients for the next 25 miles. But it really is beautiful out here with the rain. Everything's flowering yellow and the fields are green. Kind of not what I expected. Out of the overcast. It's really Beautiful riding weather. Just keep on, keep it on. It's 32.5 miles in to day 3. This road is deceptively sandy on the right and left hand side, which you can't tell, even from just looking at it. Like, you can't tell, but as soon as you get to the right and left, it's possible to pedal in. The only part that's hard is a section in the middle that's filled with washboards, which is making this fun. Still have like, I don't know, 400 or 500 feet of climbing left. Slow climbing. I admit I'm pretty tired. This is in theory a shorter day. They've changed the forecast to 100% chance of rain starting this afternoon. I'd really like to make it to the campsite before it starts to rain, but I'm not sure I have enough juice in me to power up this climb on washboards or alternatively in deep sand. So I'm just gonna keep putting along. And if I have to set up camp in the rain, well, I have to set up camp in the rain. Well, this washboard road is still going. Maybe 5 or 6-ish miles from campsite. Clouds are rolling in. Wind is starting. I think I'm not gonna make it to campsite before rain, and I'm gonna get wet. It's definitely starting to smell like rain, starting to feel like rain. Ran into a camper a while back. Said there were some people in the spot I was hoping to camp in. I'm gonna go there anyway. If not, I don't have any other backup plans. Big fat drops started falling from the sky. I got a little ways left to go. Put my rain jacket on so I don't get wet. My clothes don't get wet. Otherwise, I'll just take a shower. I am worried about the conditions of this clay-ish road when it gets wet. I might be in for trouble here pretty quickly. Pouring. I put my rain jacket on, dry and drop, but still, I soaked through immediately. It took me like 2 seconds. The raindrops have to be the size of my fingernail. The raindrops are also setting off my GPS. The mud is already starting to cake on my tires. I don't know how far away I am. Not far. I've been setting up a tent here. Right inside of my tunnel, just so pretty much no cover up here. We can get a shower. So yeah, heading into Prineville tomorrow. After day 3 is definitely my longest ride. I'm definitely feeling it. Most pedaling. Probably get a hotel room tomorrow. Try to dry off a little bit. Reset myself, get a good meal. In the meantime, I think I'm just gonna sleep tonight listening to the rain. Expecting it to all rain all night and through the morning tomorrow, so I'll have to figure out if I get up early and ride in the rain, or I don't know, wait it out a little bit. It's been thundering here for the past hour or so. Got my stuff hanging up here in the tent, hoping it'll dry out a little bit. I got all my stuff down here ready to make breakfast in the morning. Got a little trench dug around the outside of the tent here. Could get ½ inch plus of rain. I just saw some lightning, so that'll be fun. Hope you have a good night. See you tomorrow. I don't know if that thunder came through, but it was a decent clap of thunder. It's starting to rain pretty hard. Good morning, everyone. It rained all night. Our stuff is not dry. I'm making breakfast. I'm gonna try to pack up as much as I can, roll it up, get it in my bags before it gets wet, and then start riding. And I will be definitely riding in the rain starting wet. So something tells me today is going to be pretty miserable. I'm going to make it like 50 something miles. Hopefully I can get a hotel room and get sorted. Let's see. At least for now, I'm going to enjoy some breakfast, some coffee before I get wet. Alright, starting on the road. I'm in Sand Springs Campground. This will be day 4. Trying to make to Prineville. Took me 2 hours to get camp packed up, mostly because it was warm and dry in my tent and it was wet out of my tent. So hoping to get a hotel room tonight because my rain fly is just soaked. I'm afraid if I set it up again, it'll just get everything wet. Hopefully I have everything. Have enough water to make it to a water drop that I put down 2 weeks ago, which is good because even though I have some, I have enough to make it all the way to Prineville. So I have a net elevation loss today, which is good because I still have to climb like 1,800 feet, but honestly I'm pretty wrecked today. Getting caught in the rainstorm took a lot out of me, but it's all fine, it's all good. I slept warm, I slept dry. I just gotta carry on, put in the miles and hope to not get caught in another rainstorm. It's forecasting to rain literally all day today. My rain jacket that I have from REI is virtually worthless. Probably finding a sprinkle, but not in the raging downpour. So I'm hoping to not get caught in rain and just gonna carry on 58 miles or whatever. Let's do a check-in on accomplishing life's dreams thing. You know, I've been just listening to a lot of podcasts and I listened to an audiobook creating things, which has always been in my life goals. Realizing how much I miss the creation. Washboards. I don't miss washboards. How much I miss creating in my life. It's something I really need to get back to. But I don't regret any of this. You know, I slept super well last night. Or I shouldn't say super well. I slept decently okay last night. I'm gonna struggle today, but going after and trying to accomplish your life goals, you know, it's really hard today, this morning, to keep my legs moving. I feel like I can't regret going down this path. I can't regret the adventure. This was always part of it. I can't regret doing something that's gonna be really hard today. And I'm actually a little bit excited about it because part of the adventure, right? Well, I don't know who said it, but it's always stuck with me for years and years, but adventure is nearly escaping disaster. And I have far from had disaster here. I mean, my rack broke, but I fixed it. Thunderstorms, rain, potential smoke, but personally, like, it's not disaster, it's just inconveniences. And I don't think it's healthy to stay in your safety zone. I think part of the adventure is the hardship along the way. And again, hardship is a really hardship. I'm pretty privileged to be able to do this, honestly, and I'm really thankful. So yeah, I thought maybe on day 1, at this point, I'd be suffering a little bit more. And I can't say I'm not suffering physically, because my ass is sore, my legs are sore. I rolled over in my sleeping bag last night and I had a cramp that almost made me start screaming. But mentally, this is where it's at, right? Mentally, I feel great. Mentally, I feel like this was the right decision in my life and I'm happy about it, which I'm really glad I feel like this at this stage. And in some way, even though it's crappy, it's rainy, I feel like so few people get to experience this part of the Outback and this part of the world, but it's actually raining when the flowers are blooming, even though it's maybe at the end of summer, but everything's got a tinge of green on it instead of yellow or death. And the trees are all perked up and they're happy color green instead of their sad color green. There's nobody out here because people run away from thunder. It's a pretty unique way to see things and I'm very happy to be seeing it. I'll probably check in with you on one of those brutal climbs 3/4 of the way through this ride and tell you how much I'm hating life. Until then, I'm going to enjoy this beautiful morning. Continue riding. Hey, oh, downhill. The problem is there's a cattle guard right in the middle of it. These cattle guards are wet. Last November I bailed on some train tracks at 15 miles an hour, got a concussion and busted my finger. So now I'm hyper aware of these cattle cars and not riding over them, because if your leg went down in those things at speed, like I could easily go 30 miles an hour right now. I would just launch. So I'll get off and walk it, but happy for the 3 miles on the downhill, even if it is washboarding. And also, right down at the bottom here is where I came to stash water with Melissa 2 weeks ago. I had no idea what I just recorded. I went on a whole long rant about water and how I'm in the dry zone. I'm going to pick some up that we dropped earlier. And my GoPro keeps dying and saying repairing files, which it's been doing for a year. Batteries keep dying, blah blah blah. I think it's time for a new GoPro, but I really don't want to spend the money. So who knows what's going to actually record on this trip. Alright. Made it to the water source, which I'm happy about. In theory, it's in that tree right there. See if there's any water in there. Thankfully it's here. 2 jugs, probably gonna leave one, take one, load it up in front. Eating some crackers, taking a container out, leaving some water behind that tree in case of emergencies. Feeling pretty good. Got a long way to go today. I don't know. I'm not drinking much water. I'm glad we had this water stash. I don't know. I keep talking about water, but my GoPro keeps dying, so I don't know what gets recorded, but glad I had the water stash because where I slept last night didn't have any. Now I'm topped up. There should be another water fill in about 30 miles, so I think I'll be good after that. Had my first real descent on this whole ride on day 4. I think it's like 10 miles of downhill. Not very steep, but it's just beautiful. Trade-off is, as soon as I get done 10 miles of downhill, I have to climb it all back in like 2. Halfway up my first big climb of the day. Thankfully it's paved. The good news is there should be a really nice downhill on the backside that's also paved, which will be fun. It's absolutely beautiful here, but still pretty hazy. Doesn't smell like smoke. There's also raining all night. Everything's wet, so I'm guessing it's still haze, but who knows. I can't keep talking though. This is a Prineville Reservoir, 38 miles down out of 58, I think, so 20-ish miles, and a more decent climb. Oh, you motherfucker. Just an epic descent, recorded none of it. Definitely not going back up to do it again. Just gone from the Prineville Dam. You can kind of see around me. It's still pretty epic. Lots of people fishing in the river. There's a camp spot back there. Potable water, but I couldn't bear to stop because I was going 30-something miles an hour, and I got water in my front forks. Not too far to go, so it will be fine. 20-something miles to go. I think it's all paved, so hopefully it'll be a decent 20 miles. If it's 20 miles of this, I'm in for a treat. The river's pretty epic. If it's a hot day, I'd probably be in it. Take some pictures Layers of lava flows coming down where the river was. What is this? Oh, what a nice place to have lunch. I really wish I had some lunch. Alright, good morning. Starting day 5? Yeah, day 5. Coming out of Prineville. Got a solid 20 miles of uphill and then 20 miles of downhill with ups and downs in the middle. Feeling pretty decent. Slept like a log last night. Dried out my tent. Seemed to work pretty well. Just hung it in the shower. The smoke is a lot better this morning than it was yesterday afternoon, and they removed the smoke warnings. So it's about 45 degrees right now. It's supposed to be sunny and clear once this smoke breaks. We'll see. But yeah, feeling pretty good. My legs are definitely sore, but feeling pretty decent. I ate a giant breakfast at what's it called, Dad's Diner or something. It was awesome. I'm burning between 2,000 and 4,000 calories a day. My bike is probably 80 pounds fully loaded with water. I have a shit ton of water. Looking forward to camping tonight. I think it'll be a cold one. Yeah, just gonna keep pedaling on. Oh, what a beautiful morning. See the smoke. Those random sunflowers. Good day for a pedal. Definitely taking it easy. I'm feeling it. Taking all the coasting I can and not pedaling, even though I could probably be cranking to get the day done faster. To be honest, I'm a little worried about tomorrow. It's like 66 miles, almost 4,000 feet of climbing for day 6. That's going to be a really big day for me. On a regular one-off, it'd be no problem, but day 6 is going to be a big one. So even though I have a lot of climbing today, I'm trying to do it slow and easy. It's the best I can do. All right, we made it to the Ochako National Forest. One of my big climbs is going to start. Feeling pretty decent. It's really beautiful up here. I've ridden through here once before. Feeling pretty good. Going through the, I don't know if this counts as a canyon or a valley, but just the big rock structures going up. Pretty beautiful. Also nice and cool so far. Hoping the temperature stays down. Really nice and quiet, peaceful, except for those birds. Finished the 20 feet of climbing. 20 miles of climbing. Now, generally speaking, 20 miles of downhill, although somehow there's still 1,000 feet of climbing in this downhill. But happy to be coasting for a little bit. I did surprisingly well on that 1,400 foot climb or whatever it was at the end. 2,200 feet so far today. Even though coasting, it looks like it might be a bit of a slow coast, but we'll see. So we'll keep on keeping on. Oh, rough roads. Definitely not gonna fly down this. Whew. Did a lot of descending. Still kind of going downhill, lighter grade. There's a lot less water over here than on the other side of the mountains, that's for sure. I guess they didn't get the rainstorms. I was worried about some of the river crossings over here, but all the creeks are essentially dry. So I've been riding about 3.5 hours today. It's weird, it seems like time is going fast. Oh, look how dusty it is. This guy is cruising. Whoa, look at the dust. Holy dust. Covered my face. Oh, need some glasses on. I don't notice the dust when you're riding by yourself. It's all behind you. This seems like time's just going fast. Or slow? Fast, I guess. I don't know. There's 3.5 hours. Seems like I've only been riding an hour. Maybe I'm just getting used to riding every day for 5 hours or something. Got at least one more good climb left. My legs are definitely sore. At least another, I don't know, 1,000 feet of climbing today. Only 13 miles-ish left to camp. Really glad I had a big breakfast this morning. Oh, eating those mountain houses versus real food on a ride. Whew. Let me tell you, real food, so much better. Not that mountain houses aren't good, but solid food, so much better. I tell you, this bike is doing awesome. Probably shouldn't jinx it. I did a complete workover, took the thing apart, re-greased everything, put some stuff back together, re-set up everything about a week and a half before the ride. It's been flawless so far. I don't know how many miles I've done, maybe 200 or something, but it's 200 hard miles. Well, here's the first creek crossing. Not much to it. Doesn't look very deep today. Well, I'm not gonna ride it because somebody put a dam in it for some reason. That seems odd. Why somebody would put a dam on it? But probably could have ridden it, but not today. Too far to go. Too tired. Not taking risks. That's okay. Whew. That's what it's about right there. How beautiful. That's why we do these things. These are the rewards for going after your life goals. Made it to camp. Just getting set up here. Beautiful riding weather today. Beautiful view. A big day tomorrow. It's only 2 in the afternoon, so I'm just kind of taking my time, setting stuff up, charging my devices, and hang out, chill, get ready for a big day tomorrow. Good morning. Starting. This is day 6? I don't even know. Leaving Asheville. Asheville? Geez, I don't know anything this morning. I'm not sure what's happening. But heading out, today will be my biggest day of the ride, like 60 miles, almost 4,000 feet, and there's a bunch of deer in front of me. Hi, deers. Anyway, that was a nice way to wake up. Anyway, biggest day climbing. Climb starts like 1,300 foot climb starts pretty much around the corner. Oh, hi deers. They're up on the hill watching. How pretty deers. 1,300 foot climb starts right off the get-go. No warm up. 60 miles today into Maupin. Just gonna keep on going. Made it to the top of the first climb today. Good morning. Good morning. How beautiful is this? Whew. Can't beat this beauty. No, just more crazy beauty. I can imagine having that house up there and looking at this every day. Insane behind me too. Always spend the morning. Legs are feeling good. Still feeling pretty decent, like feeling surprisingly good today. For day 6, I've never ridden this many miles, this many days in a row before, so pretty happy so far. Got a long way to go today though. It's been an hour and a half, I've only been 7 miles. It's been all climbing. Should have some decent downhill here, then I'm gonna hit some paved road. It'll be mostly a paved road ride into Maupin, I think. Here we go for another climb. Oh, it's fucking beautiful up here. Are you kidding me right now? Like, are you kidding me? Oh. Yep. Just went through Antelope, stopped for some snacks. I was kind of hoping there'd be a store in Antelope, but there's not. I've climbed 2,300 feet so far. I have a 1,000 foot climb out of Antelope. I'm hoping it's Scenic. It's the next town. I would like to get some real food there when I get there. But at this rate, it's going really slow today. Averaging 6 miles an hour on my longest day, which is 60 miles. That means for a 10-hour day. So I'm hoping after this climb I can pick up the speed for the rest of the day. And just over 22 miles, I think, for the day. Shinko's 8 miles. I think this climb is like 3 miles. 3 miles of climbing left. And it's gonna be slow because I'm exhausted. At least the view is epic. There's barely any cars on the roads at all, which is nice. The pavement's super smooth. Just keep on going. Well, on this highway for 1.5 miles. Made it through the bulk of the climbing today. It was brutally slow. Jesus. Glad I'm only on this for 1.5 miles. Literally giving no room. Coming down the hill into Maupin. So then to day 6. Might be some lodges here of some sort. I might try to get a room. If not, I can head into the start of tomorrow's ride and grab a campsite. Kind of like a shower though. Had a nice meal. Oh, we'll see. 7, my last day. Should be my ride to the pickup. Today on the map does not look so hard. Actually should be pretty easy, but by reality could be a little harder. I'm basically riding up the Deschutes River from Maupin to the gorge, and the bottom section here will be beautiful recreational BLM land. At the top is beautiful recreational state park land, and it gets pretty high activity levels on both ends. The problem is there's a section in the middle that's technically closed. That's going to be the interesting section. I can see from the heat maps that people are using it, which is pretty cool. I could see when I zoomed in on the Google Maps from who knows how long ago, there were trails connecting the sections, but there's definitely not sanctioned trail. I don't know what it looks like. I definitely don't know if it's made for bike packing bikes. Well, I guarantee it's not made for anything. And I've ridden the northern side of this before. It can be pretty rough going because it's old rail trail, and I think especially the sections that are not groomed probably be especially rough. So yeah, pretty excited. Today is my birthday. Barring any major failures, I will accomplish my goal today. This section of the route is not part of the official route. I kind of made this happen on my own here. But yeah, in theory on this ride, assuming I make it this last day, I will accomplish my goal of a solo adventure end to end on a state. I'm feeling really good about the fact that I actually planned it and executed it on my own. And I'm feeling pretty good that my body can do it. Well, I shouldn't speak too soon because it's not done yet. I am sore. The butt is sore. I've worn through the sole on my left shoe. I have flats. Yeah, I'm just gonna carry on. I'll turn the camera back on for some more beautiful scenery. It's just so beautiful here. I gotta say though, on this ride, I've been on the road by at least 8 every morning, up around 6. Just get up when the sun comes up, packing up camp slowly, making breakfast, kind of not hurrying in the morning, but most days on the road between 7:30 and 8. Today, closer to 7:30. Every morning, just waking up and starting your day with all the birds flying around, waking up, getting breakfast. Just a beautiful scenery. No matter where I was, it's beautiful scenery. How could you not have a good day when you wake up? You get on your bike and you're greeted with this. Like, it's impossible not to have a good day. Even if you're on day 7 of a bike tour that pushes your physical limits to the end, you still have a good day. Epically beautiful. Beauty just continues. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to risk this route. The dead zones in the middle where I'll be bushwhacking. Look at that bridge. Beautiful. Just more absolute stunning beauty. As has been going on for a full hour, 20 minutes. It's literally been like this the entire ride. I'm having a problem keeping moving and not stopping every 10 seconds to take pictures. Max Canyon Recreation Site. Little campground. Nearing the end of BLM land. Looking for a place to stop for lunch. I made an egg sandwich for breakfast and took it with me to eat. A little more than halfway done. Just about to go into the hard part. Now we're going to do the gap between BLM land ends and state park starts. It's kind of this unsanctioned trail. It's going to be interesting to see how much is hike-a-bike, how much I can ride. Definitely not made for cyclists by any stretch. Arguable if it's even meant officially for hikers. But I connect the dots. Here we go. Definitely no bike tracks on this section. Oddly enough though, it's still smoother than the road right now. Shouldn't be too far, only maybe a couple miles of this. But if this good, I'm not really worried at all. I'll check in if it's not this good. This is actually better than the OC&E trail going through the ranch lands almost. Oh, this looks to be an interesting section now. Didn't think Rock Falls might make it hard to ride where people can climb through. And you can't necessarily squeeze through on the bike with bags on it like this one. Definitely did not fit. I have to watch out those bag grabbing rocks. Oh, but how beautiful. How beautiful. This is going to be interesting to cross on a fully loaded bike. Definitely not riding this. Whew. It's just completely washed out and gone. Maybe hike-a-biking down on this. I'll shut the camera off so I can be careful. Holy fuck. I just crossed that. I came up that with an 80-pound bike. Hardest part of the whole trip. Holy fuck, it's fucking epic. Oh, Jesus. Alright, pretty sure I'm walking this whole section. My excitement when I first started was quickly shunned by the 100-foot straight up climb with a 80-pound bike. That was fun. And this is pretty much what I'm going through. I gotta get all the way up, I don't know where my finger's pointing, around that bend, around the corner before it turns back to state forest land. A couple miles of hike-a-bike. Just gonna keep going. I can see the bridge up there. This has honestly been the hardest day of my life. Hardest ride last day. Battery's almost dead. My GoPro, so there's the end right there. Carrying my bike up 5 100-foot scrambles today on top of the ride, which is just absolutely brutal. Super thankful Melissa's waiting for me at the end with cold drinks because I need it. I've been out here riding since I don't even know what time it is. But The sun's almost down. I started riding when it was up. I've been at least 8 hours, maybe 10 today. This is hours of hike a bike. I hike a carry, hike a haul, bike a haul, bike a carry. This is brutal. But we're calling it that I made it. Whew. All the way across Oregon, solo, on a bike, on my birthday, on schedule. I'm sore, tired, I need a fucking cheeseburger. Whew. Happy birthday, Steve. The campground. Oh my god. Let me put some air in my tires.